If you want to play like John Wick in Warframe, then I got a special synergy that you might like to try out now. So, I finally got the new weapon augment called Leaded Gas, and it makes the Vesper 77 pistol amazing. This exclusive Vesper augment gives the pistol plus 300% gas damage. By the way, it's not just a bonus damage buff, but it actually gives you gas status effect also without modding for the element. Also, it grants the pistol 300% status chance boost, which translates to 104% status chance without any status chance mods in your build. The buffs last for 6 seconds, but it can be active infinitely when you are constantly hitting enemies on their weak spots. The augment is really good with the pistol, as weak spot hits are easy since Vesper 77 has this unique trait that highlights enemy weak points. Commonly, the heads of enemies will be highlighted, and this will grant you the buff of Leaded Gas without breaking a sweat. Aside from the weak point highlight feature, the pistol does deal 40% more critical damage when you hit an enemy's weak point. Now, let me share to you the final Steel Path build I have for Vesper 77. Okay, let me explain to you why I have each mods for this pistol. First of all, since we aim always for the weak points, I decided to use Pistol Acuity in this build. The mod increases your critical chance and damage when hitting a weak point, and it can be a best-in-slot mod for the Vesper 77. The only problem with this is you can't modify the multi-shot of the gun. I did try the multi-shot plus the normal critical chance setup, but the damage with the Pistol Acuity is just better by a mile. In addition, because of the critical chance given by Pistol Acuity, I was inclined to give it more critical tier with the help of Galvanized Crosshair. And to make the critical better, I have primed Target Cracker and sharpened bullets for more critical damage. Also, the gas damage from the Leaded Gas augment becomes better with Pistol Elementalist. I have tried adding more elemental through primed Heated Charge, but the Pistol Elementalist mod is better since it does both increase the damage you deal on your direct hits and as well as the damage tick of your gas clouds. And I like Pistol Elementalist further since it also fixes the reload issue of Vesper 77. By the way, this is only a 3-forma build since I just added one more to test out other mods that could possibly increase the damage of the gun further. Aside from Pistol Elementalist, the faction mod will scale your gas damage further. It would be a hassle swapping faction mods in Mission, but I strongly recommend this as you don't want to use another raw damage mod for this pistol because of the diminishing return penalty. Aside from the semi-pistol cannonade that grants 300% raw damage to the gun, I also added secondary deadhead in the arcane slot, which also boosts the raw damage of the gun. These mods are enough, and it's better to scale it with faction, elemental, and critical mods. Honestly, there are a few options for the arcane, but the damage from using secondary deadhead is better because of the headshot damage multiplier that it also gives. As I have said earlier, Vesper 77 is insane when hitting weak points, and it's easy because of its highlight mechanic. Obviously, you'll be landing headshots frequently with this gun, boosting your overall damage to the million marks. So I just want to give you a quick preview on how this gun performs with the mod setup and with no buffs from outside sources. Okay, now let's get into the fun part of the video, and these are Warframe synergies for the Vesper 77. Obviously, this gun is made for Site 09. He has the skill to increase his weak point damage, and Vesper 77 is perfect for the Warframe because you can easily do headshot kills with it. However, there are other Warframes that can further boost the damage of this gun. One good example is Banshee with her sonar ability that further increases headshot damage. The only problem though is it's not that efficient sometimes, as it would take some time for her sonar skill to highlight the heads of enemies and get the further boost of damage from the skill. The best Warframe though to pair Vesper 77 is Ivara. The pistol pairs well with the Warframe because it's a silent pistol that don't break the prowl skill of Ivara. And then, Ivara's prowl has additional headshot damage while the skill is active, and this adds up to the headshot damage multiplier from the secondary deadhead arcane. The build I have for my Ivara looks like this. I added power strength on the mod setup for the headshot multiplier of Prowl, and as well as the buffs from my damage boosting abilities. Ivara also has the ability to steal loot with her Prowl ability, and this allows me to maintain my energy while using the invisibility skill. I don't need Arcane Energize for this build, and I capitalize on this by adding more damage boost for my Vesper 77. The final critical multiplier of Arcane Crepuscular does work with Vesper 77, and the extra damage from Arcane Precision is also great for the gun. Infiltrate is a personal choice, as I like moving fast while using this pistol. This actually pairs well with the Spry Sights mod I have on my Vesper 77, and these gives me decent movement speed and fully negate the movement penalty of the Prowl ability. If you want more damage though, then you can use the Empowered Quiver augment that grants 298% more critical damage to Vesper 77 while you are using Dash Wire. I just don't like using Dash Wire though, as I like moving from one room to another. But like I have said, you have the option to do movement speed or more damage with Ivara's augments. Before we end this video, I would also like to add that I have tried Roar, Zada's Whisper, and Eclipse version for this Ivara synergy. The Roar skill is a straightforward buff to the status damage of the gun, and it gives decent boost to the damage tick of gas. On the other hand, Zada's Whisper is also a great option because it allows you to deal one more instant of the gas damage you inflicted. Not to mention that it also allows you to deal void damage with your Vesper 77. The only problem is that 104% is not enough to constantly proc the void damage since our build has no fire rate. In fact, fire rate is not really an option for the Vesper build, as it's a semi-automatic pistol, hence it would be a waste adding fire rate mods. So far, the best damage output I have is with Ivara and the Eclipse ability. Since the Subsume skill boosts your weapon damage, the direct hit and the damage tick of the gas damage from Vesper 77 gets boosted, and this is the synergy that can let you deal 20 million damage in one shot. So that's all about it. Now it's your turn to play John Wick in Warframe. By the way, I humbly ask for your support by liking the video and subscribing for more Warframe content. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.